Good morning and welcome to It's a Beautiful Day in Fairfield. Our bi-weekly podcast heard every Tuesday and Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. I'm Mark Turner. Elena Bayette is across the way. Robert Beach was scheduled to join us this morning. He had something come up and had to cancel his visit today, but we'll get him on a little bit later. Mark Wells has joined us. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you both?
Well,
Good. How are you?
doing all right. The sun is shining. You can't be too bad.
You know, the phrase you said, it's a beautiful day in Fairfield. It sure is today after yesterday and the day before.
Oh, man.
Yes.
I got a text from Claire last night, and she signed it off. She sent me a message and said, make sure you do this on IABDIF. And I had to sit there and think about that for a few minutes.
Oh,
I was like,
because it's
Sounds like an eye chart to me.
yeah, I was like, I had to think about it. And it finally dawned on me. And I was like, okay, now I get it. It's the acronym for It's a Beautiful Day in Fairfield. Oh, crazy days.
Really long,
So, what'd you do for the eclipse?
Well, basically, we just, Sherry and I sat on our back deck at home, and we went out about 12:30. It was a beautiful day.
Gorgeous.
We sat out there from about 12:30 to about 2:45, and with our eclipse glasses, and we watched it roll in. We just sat on our back deck. It was just, it was just a crystal clear day, and it was awesome. I mean, there are people still talking about today that eclipse and how cool that is, because we're probably not going to be able to see it in our lifetime again, Mark.
We will never see it again.
Yeah.
Never see it. Well, unless we live to be 150.
Well, now the next one is in 2044, and that's going to trek south down in the Arkansas area.
Yeah.
So that'll be.
We could go down and see it.
I was already saying that it was my first solar eclipse in general, but also first total solar eclipse. And in America, it's the 2045 or 44, and I said, guess where I'll be when I'm in 44 back in America.
Yeah.
To see it.
Pull that mic a little closer to you, Elena.
But
Right, yeah. Sorry.
There were so many people from out of town, out of the country even. They even had people in Albin for that were from Germany, from my understanding, that came in from Germany.
Elena, were you there?
No, this was, I saw this on a social media post, a gentleman from Germany.
Yeah.
He thought Albin would be the perfect place, so he went there.
I saw that as well.
They're right, yeah.
But I tell you what, there were, and the nice things that people had to say about Fairfield. And then, people from Fairfield turned right around and said nice things about the folks that came in from out of town.
Right. Yeah.
And there were also people like driving. Okay, Germany is a long way, but I also met people who they drove 5 hours or something to just came here and see it.
Yeah.
Like, there are really some people like travelers to only see it. I mean, it's nice. I would do it, but
I'm glad that it was local because, as you mentioned, there was a lot of people that came from far away distances, and there was someone that came from. Usually, it would take them to get to this area about 3.5 hours. It took them 8 hours to get home that afternoon due to the traffic.
Were they headed west?
They were headed west.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yes.
Because west of here, I saw some pictures over around Oakville, Nashville, that area, about halfway between here and St. Louis, and there was a lot of traffic backups over that way.
Yeah.
We had some family stop in unexpectedly from Cincinnati. They drove 5+ hours to get here. Haven't heard how long it took them to get home, but I don't think there wasn't a lot of traffic headed east. I don't believe.
No, it seemed to be west, and then from the north. A lot of people from the north. I know. Talked to a friend of mine who lives down in the Carbondale area, and he said you wouldn't believe the number of people that rode Amtrak from northern Illinois down to Carbondale to watch, from the Chicago area down to Carbondale to watch the eclipse. He said Amtrak was busy that day.
Oh, I bet it was.
I bet it.
And it was probably busy, people that probably came from the south came up, like from New Orleans or, areas in that area that came out. Carbondale's a big area for Amtrak.
The city of New Orleans just runs right through there.
That's right.
And didn't Carbondale also a few years ago also total solar eclipse?
2017.
Yeah,
so
it was
really that place.
Yeah, it wasn't a total eclipse. It was close to it, But it was, again, hopping place back in 2017. But, yeah, people were even coming down on Amtrak. Some people came that didn't even have any luggage. They came down with a pup tent and found a place in Carbondale and put a tent up and then got back on the train later on that afternoon and went home.
I wonder where that term came from, pup tent.
That's a good, we'll have to do some research on that.
You always hear about it. Grab your pup tent.
Yeah, grab your pup tent.
Yeah.
Is it just a small
it's like a
tent or
two-person
something?
tent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and depending how big you are, you maybe only be able to fit one body in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've seen some people with pup tents that needed two pup tents for one person.
That's
but,
right.
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 Tell you what.
Well, like you could also camp. Like if you have a camper.
Yeah.
Just have a camper, and then it's easier, and you don't have all the Amtrak problem and everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
You
Sure.
still have to get down through the traffic, though. So,
Right.
That's right.
That's right. Even campgrounds in Red Lake was, from my
Full.
understanding, was full.
Yeah. Shawnee was.
Shawnee,
just-
National
I kept-
Forest.
I kept seeing things pop up in the days leading up to the eclipse. Oh, we've got a site open. Somebody had to cancel, or we've got a cabin open. Actually, one of the tree houses down at Shawnee came open, and I tell you what, if I hadn't already had plans, I was thinking I might jump on that.
Jump on that?
Yeah.
We were sitting out on the deck, and the closer it got to the eclipse time, I kept hearing a buzzing sound from the east, and I'm, thinking, where's that coming from? And I look up in the sky, and I'm thinking, that's a small plane of some sort. And I look
Yeah.
over to the
Is it
east,
the
and it was a gentleman riding in a small, like one of those
A helicopter
yeah,
or
he was a
something,
small,
yeah.
like a small,
Gyrocopter.
yeah,
or something
like a
that?
gyrocopter. And he was just circling around, and apparently he had a GoPro camera on his strapped to his head and taking photos of the eclipse. Even Wayne White Electric Cooperative, our big cooperative here
Yeah.
in town, they even had their bucket trucks up in the air, and some of their employees were up in their bucket trucks and
Tell you
taking photos, getting a close-up shot.
What would have been really cool is to be in a hot air balloon
Oh
when the
my!
eclipse
Oh,
came
yeah.
by. I mean, because if you've ever been up in a hot air balloon, it is so quiet and peaceful. The only thing you hear is the, when they blow the helium up in there.
I saw some photos on social media of some people that took photos of the eclipse from an airplane perspective.
Oh, wow.
And,
Oh, I saw those too.
it was just
beautiful.
beautiful pictures. And then there were some pictures where planes, you could see them kind of crossing in the path of the eclipse, and just plain the shadow of the plane crossing, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't have asked for better weather that day.
By the way, Dave Rick says, hey.
Hello, Dave Rigg.
If Dave Rick says hey, then Edward County Lions tell Maxwell I said hi.
Yeah.
Is that also Dave
Yep,
Rick?
that's Dave Rick,
Okay.
yep.
That's Dave.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
got a
no.
text from him. I guess he's been listening on the live chat.
He says
as well.
hi twice.
Yeah.
Hello,
okay.
Dave.
Well, hey to Mark, hey to Mark.
Hey to Mark,
From
hey to
Dave.
Mark. That's right.
No, it was really, I think there were really a lot of opportunities to watch the solar eclipse. But I'm just saying I was really glad to be placed here in Fairfield and to see the total solar eclipse.
Yeah.
Because in New York it was just 90% or something. I was like, yeah, it was that.
So where
It's
did
a
you watch
sign.
it from?
Yeah.
I was at Frontier with CG and Eric Razor, and
Okay.
we were just on the because it was really good weather, so we were just on the grass laying down and then just watching it.
Another cool thing about that, you could go in. We had our in the kitchen. We have a television in our kitchen and right off our deck. And what was neat to go out and watch the eclipse, and then go back in and watch it getting ready to hit the next town or the next city. And we just experienced that, and it's just amazing how our universe is made up to be able to see that. I mean, here we are maybe 8 hours away from the next community that the eclipse is going to affect, and we just sat here and
From
witnessed
home,
it.
yeah.
And then now we're going to go in and watch it on TV.
Yeah.
That was
It
pretty
was
cool.
really,
Yeah.
Also from the live chat, Derek Dunn says, Principal Johnson, better behave or else. I'll get detention.
Now let me, while you're speaking on Double D here, isn't he portraying Willy Wonka
I believe he is.
In the
I believe.
movie at the park coming
Yeah,
up that
coming
was
up,
rained out?
April 20th.
Yeah, okay.
So, and Dustin Fuller is happy to be watching from home today. Good morning.
Hello, Dustin. Yeah.
Hey,
A lot of
Dustin.
fans here.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at some local sports that have been going on this week. Tuesday afternoon, we had a double broadcast for you. Bobcats baseball, they split with Wabash Valley. Their first loss at home, I believe.
Oh.
They won the first game 9-6, and then lost the second game 10-5.
You know, that first game, they looked pretty good. I watched a little bit of that first game, and they had a couple of home runs, 2 or 3 home runs back to back.
Yeah.
And they looked good against Wabash Valley that first game.
Tuesday also, we had Mules baseball, and they dropped a tough one to Edwards County 3-1. A game that they moved up and started at 4 o'clock instead of 4:30 because of the threat of rain. And
Yeah,
ironically,
last week was just
ironically, we just got done with the broadcast on Tuesday afternoon, and the rain started.
wow. Okay.
You know, they were, the Bobcats, excuse me, they were supposed to play last Saturday at home.
Yeah.
And again, I believe against Lincoln Trail, but that game was moved to Mount Vernon over there at the sports
sure was.
complex. And that's a nice facility over there, that sports
Yeah.
complex. They very rarely have any rainouts over there. So where the Mount Vernon Rams play. And so it was a perfect opportunity for the Bobcats to play on that field over there.
Yeah.
That's the problem if you play softball or baseball because it's outside, and in April is just a rainy month, so you always have to reschedule and look if it's canceled or is it going on. It's like
Our schedule for all of Mule Nation and Bobcat Nation is just a mess. We have had so many games that have moved, and then they've had to change. You know, they trying to get all the conference games in, so they moved the conference games to another day, of which they had a non-conference game, so they had to cancel that, and it's just crazy.
It's tough for the athletic directors
Oh,
at this
yeah.
time of the year because not only do you have to worry about canceling the games, you've got to make sure you've got officiating umpires ready to go because maybe the umpire you
right.
had for
Yeah.
the game yesterday, may not be able to make the game today.
Right,
And
yeah.
That's tough. That's
Yeah.
what's tough about being an
Yeah.
umpire.
Couple of broadcasts coming up for you today. 3 o'clock, Bobcats baseball, as they take on Kaskaskia College.
That name, I always when I'm writing, I'm like I always want to say Cascasia or something, but it's like Cascas. It's a weird name. I don't know.
We should do trivia someday. Illinois pronunciations. for Illinois.
That's right. That's right.
Because there are so many
So many.
strange, you know, instead of Vienna in southern Illinois, it's Vienna.
Cairo.
Yep.
Cairo, yeah.
Yeah, a
No,
lot
it's
of people
Cairo.
say Cairo.
Yeah,
but it's
Cairo. I would
actually
also say
Cairo.
Cairo.
In Illinois, there is a, in Indiana, there's a Logotee over by
Logotee?
Vincennes. In Illinois, it's Lagodi. No, it's not Lagodi. It's, but anyway, they're pronounced differently between Illinois and Indiana.
You know, you talk about name pronunciations just right here locally, and I won't mention the gentleman's name, but if he's watching, he may remember this. But when I worked many years ago at Fairfield Police Department as a dispatcher, I took a call one night from a gentleman he was up in Jeff,
Okay.
Illinois. And at that point in time, there used to be a phone booth in Jeff. Many people probably remember this phone booth there. And he calls up, he gives me his name. I know who the gentleman is. And he says, and he just basically not too long before that moved to town. And he says, I'm on my motorcycle, and my motorcycle's broke down, and I'm in this little town in a phone booth. And I said, well, where are you in Wayne County? He says, I'm in this town called Geef. And I'm thinking, for a moment, I'm thinking to myself, Geef. And I said, are you, so my first question to him, are you north of Fairfield, south of Fairfield, east or west? He says, I'm not sure. I said, are you going from Sisney to Fairfield or coming from Fairfield to Sisney? He says he was coming from Sisney to Fairfield. So that told me he's up in Jeff, Illinois, but he pronounced it Geef.
There are a few phone booths still.
Right.
I know there's one in
But are they in
Equality.
use, or is it
Actually,
just...
there's one in Equality, Illinois, which is down south.
You're right.
Yeah.
I have seen that one before.
And it does work. I tried it out.
Oh,
And
did
there's
you just
one-
stop to see if it
No,
worked?
we were at the Red Onion.
Oh, okay.
meeting, and,
Okay.
I thought, I'm going to try and make a phone call.
And it worked?
Well, I didn't have any change.
Right,
I
right.
tried, it didn't work for free. But, and there's one at the, right at the little souvenir places. You head up to Garden of the Gods.
Okay. Right there when you turn
Yeah.
off there. Okay.
And that one works too.
Okay. Yeah, they're
So-
very rare.
Yeah.
No, I think in Germany they get rid of from the last one a couple years ago, so we don't have
You
it.
don't have. none
And
in
I
Germany.
couldn't, like, I know that my parents used to use it sometimes. And I'm 2000, so it's really like iPhones and everything, I know it. But we were just there and like clicking all the numbers, and sometimes it worked, like we just played with it, but I can't remember
I
that.
had a friend one time, he got actually stuck in a phone booth.
Really?
How-
Yeah, in St. Louis. He was in somewhere in the south part of St. Louis, and he was out jogging,
Yeah.
and he went to a phone booth to make a phone call, and he got stuck in this phone booth. He could not get out, and he tried shaking the door. You know how the
Yeah.
doors come in, and he could not get out. And he thought, well, what am I doing? And people would drive by in the car, and
They'd honk at him and wave.
he would wave at him, and they
will
would
wave.
honk at him. So finally, a St. Louis County police officer drove by, saw the gentleman, and he was doing one of these. So the St. Louis county officer, turned around and went up. Sure enough, the guy was stuck in the phone booth. They had to break glass and this was many years ago. They had to break glass to get him out. Something happened. The door jammed, and he could not get the door open.
I have seen one instance of people, plural, getting stuck in a phone booth because they were trying to fit as many people as they could in
Right.
a phone booth, and they got the door stuck.
Sure, yeah.
So, and I tell you, it's not easy to break out the glass in a phone booth.
No,
I mean
no.
it's pretty tempered and heavy duty glass they put in those phone
Yeah.
booths.
Well, I think they're made for the weather,
Yeah.
too, if you're in one. But that's the
The-
first I had ever
yeah.
heard of someone getting stuck in
Yeah.
a phone booth.
Those things are just really nostalgic for me, and like back in the past. I'm like, oh, those stuff existed.
Well, you remember? Did you ever watch Superman? Wasn't Superman? Didn't he go change into his cape in a phone booth?
He did.
Yeah, that's right.
He did. In the old ones, he always
right.
went to a phone booth or a bathroom or
Right.
someplace that, and I never could figure it out. Why would you go to a phone booth? Because people could see you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, you go to the bathroom or you go to the closet, you know.
He was a quick
woodshed.
change artist.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
I don't know, but phone booths are also a lot of in horror movies or something when like something happens in the phone. But that's why I always like, I don't know, phone booths are really something bad can happen because you're like stuck in that glass and then you don't know what could happen. You can't get stuck, as you said. So
And you used to see them in airports, when
Oh,
you're
yeah.
changing planes or
But
going
there'd
to your
be
terminal.
A whole row of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Did they have phone booths like that at airports in Germany?
Airports, I can't remember,
Okay.
but definitely,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they have that.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
It's
I tell
true.
you what.
Yeah.
So anyway, double broadcast today.
Oh yeah, we were.
Yeah, we were talking about
Yeah. Sorry to get you off track on that.
Anyway, double broadcast today. Baseball at 3 o'clock against Kaskaskia College.
Yeah.
And softball, a doubleheader starting at 2
Yes.
against Southwestern Illinois.
Yes.
So
Bobcats.
there you go.
Yeah.
Ah, man, so what else is going on? Anything else going on in your world?
No, just been busy. A school bus are out this
I know
morning.
you've been Bobcat Nation
Yeah, we were supposed to have one, like I said,
Saturday.
this past Saturday, and then it rained that one out. I could not help with the broadcast this past Tuesday, but next Tuesday, I believe they play Lincoln Trail. Is it Lincoln Trail or
Next Tuesday,
yeah?
the Bobcats baseball are playing Tuesday, April 16th. Bobcats baseball versus
Southeastern
Illinois
Illinois
Right.
College out of Belleville.
Yes.
So I'll be on that call, provided we don't get any rain on Tuesday
You know?
again.
segues right into our next portion of the show.
Yeah.
Weather.
On the weekend, the weather should be really good.
Oh,
I guess.
man.
Yeah, it's supposed
I'm
to be
really
nice.
excited.
Oh, today, it's going to be windy, which, it's all right. You know,
Yeah.
that's we've come to expect that. 65 today, not too bad. Tomorrow, sunshine, 76. Sunshine, 79 on Sunday. Monday, partly sunny, 81. Tuesday, no rain in the forecast.
Really?
76 is going to be the high, but it's going to be windy once again.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, sunshine, 82. Thursday, the temps drop down to about 70, into the 60s for Friday, and then maybe some rain on Saturday, and then a week from Sunday, highs in the upper 50s. So I mean, it's kind of a weird weather pattern that we're in here lately.
Well, with the rain that we had yesterday and the day before, one thing for certain, you're going to see a lot of people doing this weekend, mowing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
I hear mowers all the time. I mean, I'm hearing them every day now.
Yeah, right.
I even heard somebody mowing Monday, prior to the eclipse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
look nice.
It
because
was
you
so
never
nice.
know.
It was like,
People
let's
would
get
see
the grass
it.
mowed.
Yeah. And you probably had people out there Monday mowing during the eclipse and with either maybe
I also
lights
saw-
on their mower or a flashlight.
I also saw people driving during the eclipse. So it was really dark at that time. They were still driving. I was like, why are you guys driving? Just stop somewhere and.
Did they have their lights on though?
I think it's automatic.
I don't know. Not all cars have
But
automatic lights.
she brings up a good question, with the eclipse, and our deck lights kicked on.
Really?
Yes, our deck lights kicked on, and then we have two lights at the end of our driveway that are mounted on a brick foundation. They
Yeah.
kicked on, and rarely ever do you see lights like that kick on unless there's a severe storm in the area with dark clouds. And then the birds, it was so neat. It got so quiet, and then
Yeah.
it cooled down so
it's
fast.
cool. Yeah, it was getting chillier. Yeah.
But I mean,
It's such
it makes you wonder. Automatic lights on cars kick on during the eclipse.
And all
they
the
have to.
street lights and everything.
Sensors.
they were-
Yeah.
Sensors. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We have automatic lights on our vehicle, but I don't think we're smart enough to figure that out. Because we get out of my first thought is, you get out of the car, the lights don't automatically turn off.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought is, we left the lights on,
Mhm.
and I'm going back turning the lights off every time.
Well,
You think I'd learn?
and now a lot of vehicles have where their automatic brights come on.
Really?
Yeah, I have
I didn't know that.
in my car that I have. I can set my car for the automatic brights to come on. Like when I'm driving, if I meet a car, then it's censored on the front to where the lights will dim. But the way they make headlights now, you can't really tell if they're on bright or if it's just on the regular normal driving mode. And times you're flashing people, hey, turn your bright lights off. They may not have bright lights on because of the
It's
new headlights on the car,
hate
especially on newer cars.
I hate those because I have my car is small, so every time when there's a big truck behind me with those lights, it's really like flash. I can't see anything. I'm like, turn off your lights, but that's their normal lights, the night
Yeah.
lights, and not the
Well,
bigger
and,
ones.
a lot of vehicles are, jacked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One-
my
one-
fi-
Now,
yeah.
do you drive in Germany? Do you drive on the opposite side of the road
No,
or the same side that
It's
we
the-
drive on here in the
It's
United
like
States?
in America, it's just London, like Great Britain,
Okay.
who drives
I've always
like that.
wondered that.
Yeah, no, it's the same.
Okay.
Are there speed limits on the Autobahn still?
There are some, but mostly we have a lot of autobahns, and there one autobahn there's a speed limit because the streets are also a little bit
Right.
crooked. But there's one autobahn that doesn't have one. It only has it in beginning, but then you can just drive how
can
fast
just-
you want.
Okay.
Just open it up and just
yeah,
go.
Yeah.
How fast have you driven?
So my car is not doesn't have so much power, but so I can say it in kilometers, and you have to do a quick math.
All right.
It was like 160 or something kilometers per hour.
That'd probably be about 130. 25, 30 miles an hour,
At
I'm
least.
guessing.
It's like
Wow.
Palm, yeah.
Wow.
How does it feel when you're
It's
driving
so
that?
nice.
It's so nice.
nice. That's so the politicians in Germany discussed to like have a speed limit and everything, but we were like a lot of Germans were like, we producing all of those big and fast cars. So when you do a speed limit, what's the point out of it? So every German was like, no, we want our speed limit and everything.
What is it they used to say with the cars back in, the before the unleaded? You had to get the car out and open it up.
Open it up
Yeah.
and
Blow the carburetor
blow the
out.
carburetor out. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to make sure that there was some other term they used too, I think.
I don't remember what that term was,
Yeah.
but I do remember open it up to blow the carburetor out.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we have a lot of, so I live close to the Netherlands border, and we have a lot of Dutch people who are driving over to just fast drive because you're
Because
not
they
allowed
like-
to do
yeah.
it in Netherlands. They're really strict. They just come to Germany and then drive.
And then turn around and go right back.
yeah.
Well, I think I would want. Okay, I'm going to come over and have some sauerkraut and and then turn around and go home.
Yeah.
Drive
Schnitzel.
fast
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds a plan.
ah,
Wow.
Yeah.
so,
I'm kind of miss it, really.
Yeah.
all right, so law enforcement, keep that in mind.
Yeah, right.
160
Right.
kilometers per hour.
I'm driving safe, but
What color is your car? Nobody. And make. And I'll text that to a couple of friends of mine. No.
It's black, so it will be rot.
They used to say, don't ever buy a red car
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the police would look for. I don't think that's true, but
I can tell.
It's not true. No. Now in Germany, the Fiat is big, right? Now, do you have a Fiat?
I
You
have a
do.
Fiat here.
Yeah.
I'm the one with the Fiat 500
Okay.
here in America.
Now they're small, right? So
Yeah.
big guys
Small.
like us, we couldn't fit in them very comfortable, Mark.
It's for four people, but just two people fit in that car.
Okay.
It also has
Think
two
of
car
the,
doors.
think of the Yugo.
Yeah, right.
So it would be only you in that
Yeah,
car, really.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I had the great distinction of going with somebody to Batesville, Arkansas one time in a Yugo.
Oh my.
I mean, right, Mark, you were in my car, right? When we drove
Oh, yeah.
from the
And
yeah,
it-
she,
and
he
it
was
rode-
he was
and it
it's
rode
really-
comfortably.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
but
yeah.
it looks really cute
it,
with
I'm
Mark
going-
in that car.
I'm pulling one of those Shaquille O'Neals.
You have
know?
to sit in the back seat.
Just gonna pull the seat out.
sit in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But no,
Yeah.
I drove to Arkansas in a Yugo. I got out and I felt like I'd been riding in a log wagon for
Sure.
4 hours.
Sure.
Crazy.
When I worked in Collinsville for the state police many years ago, a friend of mine was a trooper, and he was a very big trooper. I mean, he was huge. They had to specially make his uniform for him, his shirts, his pants.
Oh wow.
That's how big he was. And his squad car back then was a Crown Victoria.
That's a big car.
And when I was behind him one day at a stop sign in Edwardsville, and I knew it was him. I could tell by his car number. I knew who it was, but I could really tell that was him behind the wheel because his car leaned to the left a little bit because he was that big of a guy when he was sitting behind the driver's seat.
It was a little
His
bit.
car had a little bit of a tilt to the left a little bit, and he was a very big guy. So, and it took a lot for him to fit in that car, but at that point in time, that was the big car then, and that's what he had to drive.
Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into some local birthdays.
Oh yeah.
You have those, Elena?
I have
or?
those,
Okay.
yes. So, local birthdays and anniversaries. April 8th, Taylor Bow, Heidi Powell, Lisa Simpson, and a happy anniversary to Jaylee and Tyler Thompson. April 9th, Tracy Nail Withrow, Andrew Gifford, Valerie Dag, and also happy anniversary to TJ and Becky Vaughn and Janae and Joe Hutchison. Disclaimer, if I pronounce
is
every
like
name,
you said it like the first
Yeah,
time. It
that
is
was good.
Okay.
You know Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
April 10th, Bryce Kowacic. April 11th, Danielle Mitchell, Casey Atterbury, Diane Malloy Downs, Tyler Gray, Bobby Burris, and Parker Everett. April 12th, Andrew Weaver, Alyssa Holmes, Elizabeth Davis Sanders, and Bob Ellis. April 13th.
He's all of 12.
12.
Yeah. It's his golden birthday.
It's
He's
today.
12 on the 12th.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's today, actually. Happy birthday. And April 13th, Joel Wise, Chelsea Musgrave, Stacey Thompson, Ryan Greenwood, and Dave Bliss Jr. And April 14th, Ashley Charlene Whaley, Mallory Simpson, and Red Simpson. Happy birthday to you all, and happy anniversary.
All right.
April birthdays, a lot of them,
Uh-huh.
and anniversaries.
You are
Wow.
celebrating your birthday today. Here are some celebrities you share your birthday with. Ed O'Neill, the actor, probably best known for Married with Children.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Laria from The Wonder Years. David Letterman has a birthday today.
Wow. Yeah, he's still big in NASCAR, by
Yeah.
the way, too. Yeah.
Andy Garcia, the actor from the Ocean's 11's movies. Shannon Doherty, Claire Danes, Jennifer Morrison, Brooklyn Decker, and those are your celebrity birthdays for today. So.
I share my birthday with Rihanna, the musician.
Really?
I
Oh,
know
wow.
that, yeah. Like, woohoo.
Hey, got to share it with someone. Right?
Yeah.
I don't even know who I share my birthday with, celebrity-wise.
Mine's in December, and
Yeah, mine is too. And
Like, you guys are the celebrities.
yeah. When's your
I know
birthday in
about that.
December, Mark?
I'm in December 13th.
Well, I'm just 5 days behind you. The 18th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are the same age? You both?
I don't think so. I don't know. What year?
I don't want to expose you guys.
No,
I'm
that's
old.
all right. I don't
What
mind.
year did you graduate high school?
81.
Okay, so I'm a couple of years behind you. I was in
Okay.
83 graduate.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that would make me a little older.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Though.
Yeah, well, depending on, how many times I was held back.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't recall being held back. No,
I
I
think I
wasn't
was.
held back in school. No.
So you also went to the Fairfield High School, or?
I did here.
Yeah.
I did
Yes.
not.
Okay.
I grew up in Kentucky,
Oh, right. You told me once. I forgot.
the
Yeah.
DOD school.
Yeah, I was born and
Department of
raised
Defense
here
School,
and went to
so-
school here.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, anyway, what's going on this weekend? You got local events that are coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, I got our cheat sheets from Claire, and I didn't have any local events on mine. It said just look at the slides. So,
Hey, they'll have everything,
Yeah.
anything and everything you need to know,
oh
right?
yeah.
We have April 19th. It's actually next week, right?
Uh-huh.
April 19th, but we still can share it. It's a designer purse bingo of the FCC Bobcats volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bingo night at the Elks. And then, where is it again? We also have April 20th. There's again a sourdough. Here at our
Oh, the
building,
sourdough
the
bread
sourdough,
workshop, yeah.
right?
How was that one the last time that went over? It was
Well,
sold
I think,
out,
I
right?
think it sold
It
out.
was
Wow.
sold
Must have
out,
went
yeah.
pretty good.
They did it
Wow.
twice, and I think that's the third time now.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was sold
Very
out.
popular then. Wow.
And then what else?
Well, you can't go wrong with a good piece of sourdough bread.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
April 20th, there's the FCHS Boys Basketball 3rd Annual Tournament fundraiser.
Yeah, the 3-on-3 tournament.
3-on-3
yeah.
tournament.
Yeah.
We were talking last Tuesday about our team,
Mm-hmm.
So is it
and
just
how good
three?
we'd be.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think, and I may be wrong on this, but looking on my calendar here, I believe this weekend, tomorrow's the senior prom for Fairfield High School.
It is.
Yeah.
That could
It
be
is. And Sisney. Sisney
In
tomorrow,
Sisney,
too.
yeah.
Wayne City was last weekend. Sisney and Fairfield this weekend. So,
A lot of graduations coming up, and boy, it's hard to believe the school year is almost over. Graduation, my granddaughter graduates 8th grade from Jasper this year, and then have a grandson graduating high school this year.
now they are, and I think next week all the seniors go to Washington.
I believe that's correct. Our granddaughter just came back last weekend from Washington. They went out there, had a great time, got to see a lot of history in
Yeah.
Washington.
Oh, like to Capitol Hill
Yeah.
and
Capitol,
everything.
yes.
It's really beautiful there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. And I was even shocked, like you said, graduating. My voice. So graduating is like May 15th or like mid-May or something,
Yeah,
right?
it's right at mid-May.
Yeah, May 11th.
That's
It's May
a-
11th for the high school in
Yeah.
Fairfield this year. I think
Speaking
even
of-
Sisney is graduating. Their high school graduation's at 2, and I believe Fairfield High School's at 5 that
Yeah, I
evening
think
on
they're
a
going to be on
Saturday.
the football field, aren't they?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, I ran into Diana Zerlini Z yesterday, and she said they're getting ready. The electricians are supposed to start this week, today I think, with the renovations at the gym.
What all are they doing in the gym,
Well,
Mark? I know it's quite a bit of
okay.
stuff, right?
There are on the bottom level. They're putting new bleachers in.
Wow.
Of course, there's going to be a new floor.
Sure.
You know, bleachers going to be black. In the upper levels, they're going to widen the stairwells. You know, that go
Right.
and put handrails in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
There's talk of maybe a new scoreboard, maybe a video scoreboard, a new sound system.
Wow.
I mean, it's going to be.
That's going to be
Mule
nice.
Barn's going to be top notch
Yeah.
come next year, and it's all going to be ready for volleyball season.
Really? Good.
Yeah.
That's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
So,
Working on that, getting
yeah,
that done.
Looking forward to that. So.
After that, they have like 3 months of summer break, right?
They'll be back in about
somewhere in
August.
that
Yeah,
neighborhood.
That's
May, June, July. Yeah, you figure probably 3 months.
Yeah.
They'll start in the middle of August.
That's long.
Yeah.
Because I was like so low when they said they graduated at May 5th, like mid-May. I was like, what? Because our school is like maybe July. It depends from state to state, but maybe July or something.
Really?
July, yeah, June, at end of June, at the beginning of July, and we only have 6 weeks of summer break. I was like, 3 months, isn't it getting boring or something? Did you have 3 months off?
That's why you start the year with a recap of what you learned last year, because you forget everything over the 3 months.
And that you will forget everything.
It seemed like when I was, and maybe Mark, you feel the same way, but it seemed like when we were in school that we didn't really start back up until after Labor Day.
No, we always went. We always started the day after Labor Day.
Day after Labor Day.
And we would get out. It would be June
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
would get out.
Yeah, it would be like around after Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can work and everything and make
Sure.
money, so just spend your time
Yeah.
good, yeah.
But things have changed so much since we were in school compared to now. No
I
doubt.
know. I
What
can
changed, for
remember-
example?
What now?
What did change, for example?
Well, the year,
first
the
of all,
schooling.
They've added 3 or 4
Okay.
new
Yeah.
states since we were in high school.
Yeah. Right.
But I remember, I remember going to school in the wintertime. I'd have to walk in the snow to school uphill both ways.
Okay, and nowadays it's like school canceled or anything like that.
Mhm.
But growing up in Kentucky, we didn't get a lot of days out for school because the weather wasn't near like it is here. I mean, I can remember getting out. I don't know, maybe I can count on one hand how many times we got out for weather.
Yeah.
Blizzard of '78 comes to mind.
Right.
That one, but we weren't allowed to wear shorts. We had to wear jeans.
Oh, yeah.
And a thing that I can remember
And we
that
didn't have air conditioning.
yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to mention. Remember, we used to be dismissed early.
Yeah.
If it got extremely hot, like humidity,
Yeah.
that we would get out early
Yeah, you
because
get out an hour early.
yeah, you would get out early and go home because you're right. There was no air conditioning in school. So
But it's the same like when I graduated 2019 and it's not so long away, but we also we didn't have bad weather. We don't have tornadoes or like storms or anything, not tornadoes, storms and anything. And when it just a few times, couple days, it gets really hot and our building was really high, so they said, okay, you can just go 1 hour or 2 hours earlier. That was it. That's it. Where my parents also said back at our time, it was we still went to school and we still go to school, everything, and you guys are getting off for everything.
wow, even that's told today
Yeah.
here in the United States, even that way in Germany for your
it's
parents. Huh?
everywhere the
Wow.
same, yeah. I guess.
Wow.
Crazy. Let's look at our question of the day.
Oh, right. So our question was, what is a fashion trend you hope never comes back, or wouldn't have ever came back? And do you want to read the?
Well, go ahead.
Okay. So we had Ashley Rutherford said, Winko jeans, YJNCO jeans.
Jinko jeans.
Jinko jeans, yeah. What?
I don't know.
I have no
It's
clue
maybe a
what
woman's,
those are.
yeah,
They're
it's-
are they like bell-bottom jeans?
I don't know.
or-
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
maybe
sure
Where's
either.
Ashley at? Maybe she'll come in here and
Yeah.
clue us in.
Yeah.
Norma Reed Sawyer said teased up hairdos.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hairdos.
Oh,
yeah.
Hairdos, yeah.
Big hair.
Big hair.
Early 80s.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
yeah.
when you
Big
had,
hair.
yeah. That's when you carried your own hairspray with you and would
And
spray
then
your
spray
hair.
all the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Keep it from falling down.
right.
Yeah.
Good wind wouldn't even blow it away
No.
or blow it down.
Claire Wan said, do super black eyebrows count as a fashion trend? I guess like women back
Yeah.
then, they plucked their eyebrows
Oh,
really
yeah.
thin.
Mhm.
So, yeah. And Mark and Sherry Wells.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
me.
you. Yeah. Says, corduroy.
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 Oh,
Yeah. You
What
remember?
a-
You remember that, Mark?
I do.
Corduroy.
The corduroy suit.
Oh, the suit, the jackets, the
Oh.
pants.
Oh, man.
How
What-
was it? Is it a big one or is it?
Yeah, corduroy was...
It was fashionable back then.
Oh, yeah.
Very popular, but I think a lot of it. The problem I had with it, it seemed hot.
Oh, man. It was,
Warm.
you couldn't wear
Yeah.
it during
You couldn't wear it.
summertime because it was hot. It was hot. Mine is, the bell-bottom jeans.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily the boot cut bell bottoms. I'm talking about the ones. I mean, I knew some people years ago that had bell bottom jeans, and they cut the bottom of their jeans. They sewed some extra fabric in them to make them really
wider.
wide.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I think elevated shoes is another one.
Oh man,
And I don't know how people even walked in them.
yeah.
And we're talking about shoes like platform that had bigger platforms on
Yeah.
the base of them than
for
what a
men
normal.
or for
For
women?
both.
For
For
both,
both?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Do you remember? Did you ever see the movie Saturday Night Fever? Do you know who John Travolta is?
I know him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he wear elevated shoes when he was dancing out on the floor?
He might have.
Yeah.
Because that was a fact. I remember. I'm in one of the first school dances I ever went to. I was very short
Mhm.
in junior high, and boy, I had my polyester pants on. I had my silk shirt. I had my platform shoes, and I was so short. I was still smaller than most of the girls.
Oh wow, wow! Because they had their elevated shoes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even the ones that didn't have the elevated shoes on, I was still
There is-
shorter. Than most
Sure.
of them.
Right.
I mean, back all of the fashion trends, yeah, they mentioned and you guys mentioned. Back then, it was a big deal, and it wasn't like, oh God, I hope it never. So back then, you were like really fashionable and really cool. And now, when you look back, it's like, oh God, how could I like walk like this? But back then, it was really good.
Yeah.
So really
Yeah.
fashionable.
Yeah. And they still make for the ladies. They still make these shoes that I don't understand how a female can even walk in
High
some of those
heels
shoes.
or-
The high heels, the
I love that.
where your feet looks like it's broken in half because of the way it's placed in the shoe.
There's some of the platform shoes.
Oh,
for men
okay.
from-
I know some
Yeah.
people. They're still
Hmm.
like this. For example, they're still wearing them.
Yeah.
No, high heels are. Yeah, when you walk, your feet hurts really,
Mhm.
and it's also I think not good for like how it stays. But it just looks good. You look taller, and
Right.
like yeah,
Well,
I love them.
When you think about music, who comes to your mind that a group that used to wear
Gene
high
Simmons and Kiss.
and exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Gene Simmons had these shoes. He was an average size guy, if
Yeah.
not. He was probably 5'10".
Uh-huh.
He wore platform shoes tall enough that he ended up being 6'4", 6'5",
Wow.
6'6".
Maybe
I mean,
even a little taller than that. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was I mean, yeah, I can remember going to see Kiss in concert back years ago, and they're wearing these big
Yeah.
platform shoes, and I'm thinking, God, these guys are huge.
Yeah, they're huge, but then you look at their feet and you're
Yeah.
thinking,
Oh,
those
okay.
things are elevated.
And that was in the 90s
That was in the
In the
70s.
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 Yeah,
So,
1970s. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
the,
big for Kiss. Yeah.
yeah, Platform shoes were big, probably mid-'70s.
I would say.
Yeah.
Mid-70s.
Mid-'70s, probably went to 1980.
Yeah. And another thing.
Second half of the
yeah.
70s.
Shoes were big for the women were clogs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the clogs.
Mm-hmm.
The Crocs.
Clogs.
Clogs.
Clog
Yeah.
shoes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
they kind of look like Crocs
Yeah.
in the same style, but they were
Do they also had a heel
wooden.
or
Yeah,
something?
they
Oh,
had a
yeah.
Oh,
heel.
okay.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
yeah, I
Wooden.
know them.
They,
Yeah.
They were a wooden.
Wooden.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
look
Yeah,
at
I
the
know.
topless wooden shoes, T-town wooden
Yeah.
shoes. That's how they basically, they were clog shoes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things are coming back. Like, I know 90s, okay, it's not my year, but like from the old music videos or anything back then, they had all the baggy jeans and everything.
Mhm.
And now a lot of people are still wearing them, or like wearing them again, not
Yeah,
still.
right.
So a lot of things are
And
coming
the
back.
parachute pants.
Yeah, the
Remember
parachute pants.
that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
like when I'm wearing, like, I love earrings and like hoop earrings. When I was wearing them, my mom was like, "Oh, we also used to wear them when I in the 80s or something." Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a fad that's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think big hair.
Everything seems to come back. Big
Yeah.
hair's coming
Big
back.
hair's
You're
coming
right.
back. Yeah.
Or like the mullet or something.
Yeah, the mullet.
Yeah.
Mullet,
Yeah.
yeah.
I still, in fact, a friend of mine, I'm not going to mention his name, but a friend of mine, he still has a mullet today. He had back in high school.
Hey,
Okay, so he's
my
you know.
my
stuck into-
grandson, who's 14, up until basketball season last year, he had a mullet. He was wearing a mullet.
Now, you look, speaking of sports, look at these baseball players nowadays that have all these beards and the long
yeah.
hair, and even the
Yeah.
football players. And I'm thinking one of these days there's an accident waiting to happen.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be there's going to be a running back or tight end with long hair running down the field, and they're going to run up and
Yeah,
grab
they
his
grab
hair
it.
and
Yank him
tackle him
down.
that way.
Or,
Yeah.
Of course, would that be considered a horse collar tackle?
I would think
Or
that
a
would
horse
probably,
mane
you know, what? That'd be a good question for for Ken. Ken could answer that. Hey, Ken, if what happens if how would you call that call if somebody's got long hair and protruding out of their helmet and defensive back reaches up and grabs the hair and brings it down? How would you call that? That's a good one.
That is
There
a
will
good
be a
question.
new rule, maybe cover your hair or like shave it.
Yeah.
Well, or put it up in your helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, trivia today. I have food-related trivia. Okay.
Food sounds good.
I'm not gonna work my way up from easiest to hardest. I'm going from hardest to the easiest.
Okay.
Question number 1. What Mexican food has a name meaning little donkey?
Mm,
Little donkey.
I have no clue.
The
What about you?
burrito.
Huh?
The burrito.
The
The
burrito.
burrito?
Yeah.
So
guess burro is the
Burro,
actual meaning
okay.
for donkey.
Okay, I understand.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Okay.
All right. What is the sweet substance made by bees?
Honey.
Honey. There you go. 3. What's the only vitamin not found in an egg?
C?
It is C.
Yeah.
4. What is the culinary term for according to the menu?
A la carte.
There you go.
That's what I was thinking.
All right. I'll be surprised if you get this one. What do you get when you whip eggs? What do you get when you whip egg whites?
I know that, but I don't know the German, English word. It's really soft, like. It's like not snow. I don't know how to say it.
You get whipped egg whites.
Okay, is it that called?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But then if you add sugar to it, they call it meringue.
Meringue. yeah.
Right. Okay.
Like a meringue pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, maybe that has some different name in English.
Whipped egg whites. That's what you get when you whip egg whites.
Just as simple.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really that simple.
What's the only edible food that never goes bad?
Mm.
Potatoes.
I'm going to guess peanut butter.
Is honey.
Honey.
Oh.
Okay.
Honey.
All right.
All right. Pink lady is a type of what fruit?
Apple.
It is an apple.
Mm.
Man, that was quick.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's a brand and at Aldi, and Aldi is German, and every time when we are at Aldi, we are buying our apples from
Okay.
Pink Lady.
Makes
So
sense. All right, that's
There
good.
you go. All right, I probably butcher this pronunciation here. Arachbutyrophobia is a fear of what sticking to the roof of your mouth?
Okay, repeat. Try and repeat that word
I'm
again.
gonna spell it.
Okay.
Arachibutyrofobia.
Almost like arachnophobia.
Almost like arachnophobia.
But which
But
is
it's
a
like
fear of spiders.
Arachibutyrophobia.
Oh, peanut butter.
It is peanut butter.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a long word.
That is.
Yeah.
Say that fast.
Yeah. What falling fruit supposedly inspired Isaac Newton to write the laws of gravity?
Apple.
Apple.
It is an apple.
Wow.
All right. From what city in you probably get this one. From what city in Germany do we get the name of the hamburger?
You should know this one.
Hamburg.
It is Hamburg.
Hamburg.
What is the only fruit with seeds on the outside?
On the outside.
Uh-huh.
Cactus is not a fruit.
On the outside.
Mhm.
I'm going to give up.
Strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And I just cut some up the other day. I should have known that.
All right. French fries originated from what country?
Belgium.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
And what do they call them?
Fries.
Pommes frites.
I was a
Humphreys?
Pommes frites.
Oh, pommes. Yeah,
Yeah.
pommes.
Okay.
Did I say it wrong? I probably said it wrong.
You know, yeah,
Okay.
pommes. We call fries pommes.
Pommes, okay.
Uh,
All right. After eating which poisoned fruit did Snow White fall into a deep sleep?
apple.
It is the apple.
Mm-hmm.
It's always either apple or peanut butter.
Yeah, apple or peanut butter.
Speaking of which, what does PB and J stand for?
Peanut butter jelly.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
There you go.
Hey, I got one for you guys.
All right.
It's kind of a trivia question. Chances are you will do this more than 18,000 times in your lifetime. What is it? We were talking about this earlier. Think back to when we first started. You will do this more than 18,000 times in your lifetime. Mm-hmm.
Well, we know it's
What
not-
we were speaking
we know
about, we
it's not
speak
seeing
about
an
it.
eclipse.
Not seeing the eclipse.
We spoke.
Be in the dark.
No.
What?
Exceeding the speed limit.
I was
There you
thinking
go.
about it, but I didn't say it.
Yeah.
I
and,
was thinking about it.
and you stop and you think of that.
Yeah.
In your lifetime, we probably do it more than 18,000
Yeah.
times.
Oh,
Yeah.
Derek
18
Dunn
times.
has checked back in. 160 kilometers is 99 miles per
Oh.
hour.
Oh.
Okay.
We were off.
Okay.
Off by a bunch.
We were, weren't we?
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess you have to divide it by 1.6, or like something with 1.6.
Okay.
Wow.
We'll take your word for it. It's way over my
Way.
head.
Even though that's still fast.
And you're going pretty fast if
Yeah.
you're going 99 miles an hour.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, my brother has a car. He can drive it at 200 kilometers or something. He once drove it like that when I was in the car. I was like, okay, now it's getting really bad. I was also a little bit scared.
Now in Germany, are you required to wear seatbelts like
Yeah.
we are? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would say driving that fast.
And I mean, our driver's license take longer, is first really expensive, and take longer to do it. You can just do it in high school. So it's really, and we just we can drive on our own when we're 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's really, you really have to go to classes 11 times and do a driving lessons 11 times and also have a exam and everything. So it's a really big deal.
So at 18 years of age, so you can get your license at how old then?
You can get, at 17, you can drive with your parents.
Okay.
So yeah, at 17 you can just drive with your parents.
Wow.
At 18 you can drive on your own. I did mine when I was 16 and half because then you can like sign up for it. and then you have the written test and then the driving test. And the driving test I did like at 17, the beginning of 17, and then I drove a year with my parents.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
See?
really And then you also have 6 months of, or like 2 years of, you have to be careful. If you do something wrong, they take back your car when you like exceed the speed limit or anything in the first 2 years. So it's a really big deal to have it, and
See, I turned 16 in Kentucky. I went and got my learner's permit, okay, because you had to wait till you were 16. So I turned 16, went and got my learner's permit. I had it for 30 days and went and took my driving test.
Wow.
that's
And I didn't take driver's ed till the next year.
Oh, wow.
So I had my driver's license
Sure.
before I even took driver's ed. And I only took driver's ed because it lowered my insurance rate.
Right. I could remember when I started driving was when I was actually about 12, 13 years old, and I would go. My dad was in the oil field business, and I would go with him like on a Saturday morning. Instead of sitting at home watching cartoons, I would go with my father on Saturday mornings, and we'd go out. And two things we would do: he would go out on the job, take care of what he needed to do, and then go mushroom hunting, or he would pull over at the side of the road and say, "Okay, it's your turn to drive." And I would think to myself, out in the country, in the rural areas around here in Wayne County, that was the best place to drive. And to learn to drive on a stick shift, one on the column. Now, you think not on the floor,
that's
but
what
on the
I learned to
column.
drive on,
Is that
too.
how you learned how to drive? Wow.
like on the deck, and then you just have to.
Yeah, it was just right here with the
okay.
steering wheel, how you used to shift instead of
3
down
speed.
here on the floor. Yeah,
3-speed,
3-speed.
3 on the tree.
That's how I used to learn how to drive, and I look back and I'm thinking, wow, how cool is that? And kids nowadays don't even do that. Now they may some kids do that, but you don't think about it.
I still drive a stick shift,
Yeah.
and my car in Germany is also stick shift. Stick shift is really popular in Germany, and it also gives me a feeling that I really drive, and I'm more careful because I have to stick like from 1 to 2 and everything, and it's not automatic. Automatic is just like, I don't know, you're just driving.
First couple of cars I had were stick shifts.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's quite the art when you're trying to eat a hamburger, drink a soda,
Yeah.
and drive a stick shift.
drive a stick shift.
And when you can do all of that, then you're a good driver.
Yeah, there you are. That's correct. You do all that, you're good driving.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, before we get out of here, let me tell you about what's going on this weekend across the nation. Today is National Only Child Day. You an only child?
No, I have 2 older brothers.
Nope.
I have one sister, so. It is National 4/12s Day. 4 April.
Yeah.
April is 4.
Yeah.
12. 4/12s Day.
Mm.
National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day.
Ooh,
Oh,
that
I
would be
love
good
that.
for lunch.
Yeah.
National Licorice Day. This is appropriate. It's National Big Wind Day.
Yeah, this is appropriate day for that.
And
Good day to
it's,
fly a kite.
Yeah, National Day of Silence. Tomorrow is National Peach Cobbler Day, National Scrabble Day. Sunday is National Laundry Day. It's Purple Up Day, so we're purple on Sunday. And Sunday is also National Titanic Remembrance Day.
Oh.
Because
So watching
that was
Titanic again.
April 12th.
Speaking of colors, what's the holiday what's the day we're supposed to wear green? Remember, if you don't
St.
wear
Patrick's.
St. Patrick's
You always
Day,
get pinched.
yeah, or you got your toes stepped on. Like if you didn't wear green when I was in school, if you didn't have green on, and somebody
Really?
come up and say you're not wearing green today, and they'd
Stomp on your
stomp
toes.
on your toes.
I've been to Chicago on St. Patrick's Day because it was in my bucket list in Germany. I was like, I have to go there because
You
they're
saw the river.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
isn't
really
that awesome?
And I didn't I wore a green, actually this T-shirt, but it was really cold, so they didn't see it, and thank God nobody said anything.
Yeah, that's a cool experience,
Yeah,
seeing
it
the
was really
Chicago
nice.
River when it's green up there.
And thank God we were really early there. We drove with Amtrak, and Amtrak was full.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Amtrak.
Yeah, and then we were on the river, and you just could see how it's getting more fuller, like bigger and bigger, the crowd. But it was a really good experience.
You know, you mentioned Amtrak. That's for me. That's the only way to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
jump on
absolutely.
Amtrak,
Yeah.
go, and
So
avoid all the
convenient
traffic,
and-
the
yeah.
parking. It's so
Well,
convenient.
I
so
mean,
convenient.
the train leaves about 5 in the morning from Effingham.
Yeah.
Mhm.
About 5 in the morning. The last train gets you back about.
10,
Last train leaves Chicago about 8 o'clock. So
Yeah.
you get home about 11:30 or
so
so.
you really have the whole day.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
known people that the Bears are playing football. They'll ride Amtrak up. The White Sox or the Cubs are at home. Even NBA, they'll ride up there and watch the game and ride back.
Yeah.
I know
You
some
know, it's the
people
best
who go
way.
and see the see the plays. Like they have the Fox Theater over
Sure.
in St. Louis. They'll go up to the theater in Chicago. Do the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Right.
No,
Best
Amtrak.
way to do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that is going to wrap it up for this
Yes.
Friday morning. Don't forget baseball and softball on Bobcat Nation today.
Today, right.
The softball team hosting Southwestern Illinois. The baseball team is at home against Kaskaskia College. And our guest on Tuesday is going to be Wayne County Treasurer Yvette Anderson. So, Mark, thanks for filling in.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it very
You're
much.
welcome.
And
Anytime. I appreciate it.
Elena, thanks
It's
for
a lot of
joining
fun.
us
Thank you.
as
Yeah,
well.
a lot of
Thank
fun,
you.
Elena.
Yeah.
Thanks for what is it that a good friend of mine used to say after a radio broadcast? Thanks for turning all the buttons and touching all the knobs.
Should we
you
say
know.
it in German?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. You can say Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah, it's I see you. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah.
And what's just goodbye in German?
Tschüss.
Bye.
Tschüss. You can also say bye.
Tschüss.
Okay.
Tschüss.
Tschüss.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tschüss.
Tschüss.